Good day and welcome to today's episode of How To. This is the very first episode of How To. So I'm going to teach you guys how to rewick a rdta, the mesh version. So I'm going to take you down step by step how to do this. What's the pros, what's the cons of a rdta? Basically all of them aren't the same, I can say that. But I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to do it. And the easiest way I've found to do the mesh re-wicking of RDTA. Normal cotton that you buy in the shop doesn't work as well as a cotton pad. You get yourself some cotton pads, they're relatively cheap. And we're going to cut them up to fit perfectly into the mold, otherwise it gets burnt. And these guys work good, if not better, than the cotton you buy. This way I'm going to show you is not the correct way that it shows in the booklets, but this is the way that I've found that it works the best. Alright, so you start by measuring on your holes. You measure it out that the cotton is cut exactly the size as the hole, so you can fit inside there snugly. So I've done this before a few times, so I'm just gonna wing it like this. So you see, you just cut off the edges of the cotton pad, making sure to work in a diagonal with the lines, not against them, because otherwise the cotton will fray. So now you measure up your holes and you cut them into little pieces like these. So you cut exactly the same sizes right through the board. So now you will end up with 4 pieces that fits nice and snugly into the holes. Now I'm using a KA1 mesh strip. So I bought this, I got these strips with the head itself. Now the more of it you cut off, the higher the resistance will get. So you take your mesh strip, you place your head on top of your vape, or if you've got a 510 connector stand, that will work even better. So then you insert it on both sides of the connectors, put it in there, and you tighten both sides. Okay, a loose fit will be fine. Then you bend it down. Then you can see the height. You will get used to the height. If you check inside your cap, you will see the height that you're going to go. I know my height, so I'm just going to cut it off about this size out of the mesh. So now you take 2 of these cotton strips you just cut. There's no need to fray them. It works perfectly every time without fraying, without opening the points. So now you take your tweezers and you just insert it into the hole like this. You push it down until you can see that the tips in your glass, in your tank. So now on the other side you measure, you cut off the points, so only the tips goes inside. The longer it goes down, the more of a flavor lock you will experience when vaping. So the higher up it goes in your tank, the better flavor you will receive. So now I'm just pressing it down into the holes like that. Alright, you can see now in the tank it's protruding like that, and on top you can see it's too big, but you're going to push it down. It has to have a nice and tight fit inside. So now you take one of your cotton pieces, you cut off the points that it's worked together in about a 10 centimeter strip. So now you take this piece and you roll it up tightly until you formed a cotton ball like this. Now this piece you put on top of your cotton, you press over with your finger on the mesh, and you insert it into the other side. You see I misjudged this one, so I need to cut off a little piece more. Okay, so now it has to have a tight fit. You have to press it down to get it in there. The pressure is what keeps it from burning, because I've experienced a lot now that the cotton burns, the mesh burns the cotton, and that's why I'm making a tight fit onto the cotton. So then you see like that, it's pressed down, then you tighten it up and you take off a little bit more of this mesh. This is a trial and error thing to do. The bigger the ball, the higher it will go up. The closer to the mouthpiece it will be, the hotter the drag will be. I don't like my drag that hot, extremely hot. So now I'm just putting it into the gaps of the pillars. And just open it up a little bit more. Okay. So now I'm pushing it down into the pillar, and I'm tightening the tightening screws to the positive and the negative pillars. Right, now you're almost ready to rumble. You make sure both sides are tight. After we put some juice onto the cotton, you're going to tighten them again, but because of heat, the heat expands and it loosens the nut. So now we're using some vanilla custard from Blackbeard Juice. I will put the link in the description from where you can buy this. Alright, so now you want to drip it onto the cotton like this on both sides. Make sure it's completely and densely packed. Then onto the mesh itself, pour it onto the mesh, then fire it slowly onto the mesh. Again, you want to saturate all of the cotton. So I just poured from the one side to the other side, from the one post to the other post, and then fire it once, so it can absorb all that delicious flavor. Now Blackbeard juice is juice that I mix myself. It is available on my Facebook page and on my number, so you can order that as soon as we're finished if you want to. Now fill up the tank completely to the top. Alright, now that it's filled, I'm going to take the camera to another angle and show you now. Alright, so now we're here. That's what the final build looks like. It's completely densely packed so it doesn't burn. Nice aroma and taste of this vanilla custard. It tastes just like vanilla and custard. So like an ultramel, it tastes like that. So now we put it on there and give you a close-up of how this juice works. Nice, atomizes nicely, gives a nice big cloud. So now we want to give this a look. Vanilla custard from Blackbeard Juice. Alright, let's close this up and give it a vape. Alright, this is all primed up and ready to go. I have mine on 50.8 degrees on my Mecman 228 watt mod on a rdta head of flyleaf. So now let's give this a taste. Nice flavor, nice big clouds. I guarantee with this build you won't get a burn on your mesh at all. This cotton works much better than the cotton you buy in the vape shops. So I appreciate that you guys are taking the time to check this out. Happy vaping.